All right, joined today by my first ever artist from Tokyo, Japan. He's had over 1 million monthly listeners on Spotify. He hit it this year. He's the newest male model for the Stevenson brand. He goes by the name of Dick Dickums, but today he's going as Ollie Joseph.
Dude, that's the best intro I've ever had. You know what? That just makes me happy that people actually pay attention to the little things, dude.
Yeah, just a little. That's what matters. The little things are what matter.
I was playing golf yesterday, and my buddy who I always go with, he's like, "What are you going as today?" I'm like, "You already know, dude." He's like, "All right, Dick Dickums."
I need it. So, what was the start of your music career like back in 2016? What kind of started the push?
I would say what started it, I'd always been doing little remixes here and there. And I think I made my first song when I was 18, but I didn't start taking it seriously until I put my first song out on digital streaming platforms. Which I think that's pretty obvious what those are, but like the Spotify's, Apple Music's, things of that nature, until very late 2016. But in the summer of 2016, I shot my first music video, which isn't anywhere but Facebook. And that was one of those turning points where I was like, man, this was so much fun. I really ought to put what I thought then was my all into it. I'm like, I really ought to take this serious and see where I could go with it. So I'd say the summer of 2016, working my first job, I was like, dude, I hate work, man. I was good at my jobs, even though I got fired from a majority of them for mouthing off. I was good at them, but I always felt, and I don't know if this might sound arrogant, but I felt like I was made for more than just to like sit at a desk and do something for someone else. I every time I worked a job, I was like, I'm helping someone else build their dream. You know, like the guy who I worked for, he started the company. It wasn't me. I'm replaceable. If I'm gone, he's going to get someone else in this seat. And I want to be irreplaceable to myself. And so I have to invest a lot of time into doing something, but I didn't know what that was. And I'd already put out like a few remixes on SoundCloud of some like Taylor Swift songs and some other random songs, and I would just rap over anything at that point. If I like the song, I'd be like, rip the instrumental off YouTube and get one of my friends to sing the hooks, and then I'll do the verses or something. But I'd say that year was the catalyst in me eventually moving out to Los Angeles, and with only like 2 or 3 songs, and being like, fuck it, hopefully I'm allowed to.
Yeah, you're good. You can say whatever you want.
He just canceled. Beep.
No, get out of this one.
Yeah, but yeah, that was the summer was the catalyst, and then putting out that my first song, I was very fortunate to work with a producer who's, I don't know what the hell he was doing working with me, someone who had no professional sounding songs already out. But he took a chance because he knew a buddy of mine who was kind of overseeing my stuff at the time. And yeah, he gave me a chance. And I think for my first song, I did a pretty good job. I think in his words, I think he said it sounded better than what he expected. So I continued working with him for a little bit, and then it was just a snowball effect. But I wasn't as consistent as I am now when I first started. I think in the first year I put out maybe like 4 songs or something like that. So it took a minute for me. I mean, I put a song out. I was in Michigan, dude. Like, you put one song out and people start sucking you off, and you're like, bro, you're a musician. And then I literally thought I was the shit with like one mediocre song out. It's like, what are you talking about, musician? I don't have to do anything else. But yeah, I didn't realize how much hard work it took. But now we're here. So
No, that makes sense, because so whenever I interview an artist, I feel like it's required that I go through and listen to like every song they put out. And so I went all the way back to like 2016 and listened to your first song, and I was like, there's no way this is like his actual first song. Like, he has to have some experience before this.
yeah, I definitely had some experience before that. I was putting out remixes on SoundCloud and whatnot, and I always did a pretty good job of surrounding myself with what I guess not the opposite of yes men, not no men, but people who would be very honest with me when I was in the recording sessions. Cause this is back when like I didn't know how to record myself. I mean, I know how to use GarageBand and like I think I'd always use like the male narrative preset on there. But yeah, I mean, I was recording with this one guy, some of the remixes in Detroit. One of my really good friends, her dad was he had a plumbing company, and it was they shared a wall with a guy who built his own studio. I think it was like everything was hand built. It was beautiful in there. And she was like, yeah, we can go record with him if we ever want to do anything. So he had his resume. I mean, he worked with all sorts of people. I think he even at the time like mixed a song for Nicki Minaj. And at where I was at that stage, I just thought, I was like, damn, I'm working with a celebrity. This guy's crazy. And he was just like I think at the time he was like 53, 55-year-old Caucasian dude, just like very straightforward. And he'd be like, get in there and do that shit again. Like,
that was not a part.
Yeah, he'd be like, this vocal take isn't it. And I needed that. And so I was very fortunate to work with people who maybe saw something in me and cared enough to be honest. Because he didn't have to say that. He could have been like, all right, yeah, I'm going to just take the money you're giving me and finish a song. But he actually cared, and it made me, I should say, it forced me to be hyper focused on what a good vocal take actually is. And so that was early 2015. And I didn't really record anything until I put out a few remixes here and there. But yeah, 2016 was when I actually put my first song out everywhere. Definitely had some experience before though.
What was moving from Michigan all the way out to LA like? Because that had to be a huge shift.
Yeah, I mean, to everyone else, it probably would be, but I grew up moving. I've moved every 3 years in my childhood, so moving to me is normal. Staying in a place isn't. So I was ready to get out there. I'd been talking to some chick who fucked me over twice, and I was just over Michigan. I was like, man, fuck, fuck this state, fuck this place. I got fired from my job. I was working at a pizza place with a college degree, which was an awesome job. I loved Marco's Pizza. That was, I was slanging them pizzas. And the crazy thing is, I'd always wanted to be a pizza delivery guy. It's like one of those jobs where I'm like, I could do that for a little bit. And so when there was one like a quarter mile away from my place, I was like, now's the time, dude. I gotta live the dream. And
Dream.
yeah, it was fun. But my buddy who gave me, or was about to throw away the painting we were talking before we started, he moved out to LA with me. He was like, fuck it, I'm down for a change too. He got a personal training job out there in Equinox. And yeah, we just packed up the whip, drove out there. And it felt, I don't know what I was thinking at the time, because I was like, oh, I'm not going to be working a normal job in 6 months max. Like of course I'm going to make it. I'm good. I'm gassed. Like, why not? I was so wrong. But it was the type of adventure that gets my rocks off, is the best way to put it. Like getting out into the unknown, doing something that I have zero experience in. Like one day, if someone was like, hey dude, do you want to bike across America? Give me that bike. let's go. Why not? That sounds fun. So that to me was just one of the thoughts that I didn't think through at all. It was kind of spontaneous, and we had talked about it here and there, but then when it came time to like, I'm like, oh shit, my lease is up in a month. What are we doing? We decided to move out there, and thankfully I moved out there with a job. And I already knew some people in the area and whatnot, but it was slightly planned, I guess, but I don't know. I like doing things like that. So it wasn't scary to me at all. It was normal. The drive was awesome too. I mean, beautiful going through the Rockies. Like, I think spiritually changed me as a person. Also too, I don't know if you know the artist Jai Wolf, but he has a couple big, I don't even know it. I wouldn't say EDM, but I don't know what genre it is, but it's like chill EDM. But we had his shit, and then Russ's There's Really a Wolf on repeat the entire trip. And it's just like, I was so ready to get out there.
Was the move to Nashville similar to that, where you were kind of just like, all right, it's time to go. I'm heading out. It's been my couple of years. I'm good.
Yeah, so I moved out here with my girlfriend. And she has family out here, so it made sense for her to move out here too. It made sense musically with the direction that I'm headed. LA it's cool on paper, but then when you get out there, don't get me wrong, like the locals are awesome. The landscape is ideal. You really can't beat it. And people are like, oh, it's expensive to live out there. No shit. You got unlimited beaches. The mountains are right there too. I mean, there's like major airports all over the place. You could fly to Hawaii in 6 hours. Like, no shit. And the weather's good year round. Of course, it's going to be expensive.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I think I was over it more so in the sense that I had tried to get into a few circles here and there, and it's very cliquey, or you got to do some like kind of, I don't know what you got to do to break in. And I'm just a regular guy. I just happened to find something that I really like to do, and it was like, damn, fuck it, I'll take my chance and try this out. Let's see what happens. So I always go back to, at the end of the day, I don't look at myself as like, I don't have any natural musical talent. This is all shit that I've just I just yell into the mic and see what sounds good, and I keep it, I upload it, and I rinse and repeat. Now, over the years, I feel like I've definitely gotten better, but I don't look at myself as like, a future like pop star or something, and walk around like, oh, I which a lot of people in LA, a lot of the artists, I think, and this is just my experience, the ones that I came in contact with, some of them carried themselves like that. And I was like, oh, dude, working with you would be hard. And I definitely wouldn't be your friend. So I got to find some place that's more me. And I went to college at Michigan State. I went to high school in Jacksonville, Florida. Sandwich right in between those is Tennessee. And it's, I'd say, definitely more of a music city than LA. So, and it's closer to my family. So it really just made sense.